So the $100 Startup is not a book about how to manage employees better, how to be a better employee at all. It's not a book about how to build a big company, how to recruit venture capital or anything like that. It's essentially a book, first of all, for everyone who's interested in gaining more freedom in their lives. So everyone who is discontented or dissatisfied with their work, whether that's someone who hates their job, who goes to kind of a miserable, soul-sucking job every day, and they have to be there for 40 hours or more a week, even though they're only really doing 10 hours of productive work, or people who don't necessarily hate their jobs, but they like the idea of doing something different. They would like the idea of doing something for themselves and having more independence and creating their own security, creating their own asset and creating their own freedom. Or anyone who just kind of recognizes that the world is changing and they may want to find a way to put their skills to a different use, if not right now, but maybe sometime in the future. So that's the first group of people. And the second group of people that the $100 Startup is for is for everyone who's struggling to compete in a difficult job market or a crowded job market, struggling to advance. And that includes a lot of young people, especially in the United States, but especially also around the world. A lot of young people who are struggling to enter the job market for the first time. And fortunately, the economy is better in Australia than many parts of the world. But at the same time, pretty much everywhere now, it's not unusual to find highly educated people who are not able to find work in the field in which they trained. Where I live in Portland, Oregon, it's not uncommon to go to the coffee shop and the barista has a university degree or a master's degree sometimes. And last year we had the situation in Portland where there was a job announcement for a receptionist position that paid about $12 an hour with no benefits, and 300 people showed up to apply for that job. And many of them had university degrees. So obviously almost everyone is either qualified or overqualified, for that position. And it used to be that when we would meet someone who either wasn't able to find work or wasn't able to find a good job, we would say, maybe they just kind of fallen on hard times, maybe it's just bad luck, or maybe in the back of our mind we would even think they need to try harder. Maybe it's their fault somehow. They need to send out more resumes. They need to use LinkedIn. They need to contact their colleagues or something. But I would suggest when we have these situations where there's all kinds of people, with all kinds of degrees and advanced skills, unable to find good jobs or jobs that offer a lot of security and advancement, the answer is actually that the world is changing. And in some ways the system is broken. And so for many of these people, perhaps many of us, the answer is not, just try harder in a traditional system. The answer is to embrace creative self-employment in, one of many different ways. And that's what many people all over the world are doing. And that's what the $100 Startup is about.